0.6 of an inch for 5 shots there at 50. So that's just fantastic. Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Today I'm checking out the Ruger American Compact Rimfire rifle in 22 Magnum. So I'll just go ahead and clear it here. Now, if you've been following me for some time, guys, you would have seen possibly the Ruger American Standard in 22 LR that I did all those years ago, about 5 years ago now. That rifle I've had since that time. I bought it at the time when we were on parity, so it only cost me $390, and it's just been an awesome rifle that's provided many years of fun. So this one here I've borrowed from a friend of mine because we were talking about the Ruger American Rimfire rifles, and he was talking about how he has his in the compact version but in 22 Magnum and absolutely loves it. So I thought, I'm pretty keen to see how they perform. So I thought, why not get a hold of it and give it a full review. So let's give you a run by of it to start with. So the compact version obviously is a bit shorter than the standard version, okay? You're looking at overall length of the compact version at 35.75 inches or 90.8 centimeters. So basically you've got a saving of about 5.25 inches or 13.3 centimeters, over the standard model. Obviously there's a weight saving as well. The compact version is 317 grams or 0.7 of a pound lighter than the standard version, okay? So it comes in at 5.3 pounds or 2.4 kilo in overall weight. Now the barrel here is cold hammer forged steel, fully free floating. We've got the target crown at the end there, and also a hi-viz Williams sight. Okay, it's green at the front there. The rear sight is just a standard V-notch 1022 folding sight. 422 Magnum, the twist rate of this barrel is 1 in 14 inches. Now the receiver here has a 3/8 of an inch rimfire scope base machined into it, and it's also drilled and tapped for Weaver number 12 bases. So on top here I've just got some cheap rings and also the Vortex Crossfire 2 3 to 9x40 scope. So overall it's a pretty budget package. The bolt on this has a 60-degree throw, so it gives you that nice clearance, where I found the Ruger 7722s weren't as good in regards to that, okay? I definitely had some issues with some scopes and different ring heights with the Ruger 7722, but obviously with the Ruger American, they fix that with that shorter 60-degree throw. The safety on this is just a standard tang safety, so just back for safe. Obviously you can't fire, but you can still manipulate the action, but then forward and you can fire. The other safety feature that it's got built into it is this Ruger Marksman adjustable trigger. So very similar to the Accu trigger from Savage, I find. You basically have to depress that trigger safety on the blade before you can fire it, okay? Obviously if you try to fire it without depressing it, it's not going to work. Now, it is adjustable too, I will add, from 3 to 5 pounds. So, straight out of the box, really, if you want to make an adjustment, easy enough to do. Just take the barreled action out of the stock, and there's a little Allen screw at the front there that you can turn clockwise or anti-clockwise, to obviously change that trigger pull. Now, magazine on it. We've got the extended magazine release here, which is just straight off the 1022. And we've got the 9-round Ruger rotary magazine, okay? So obviously for 22 Magnum, a little bit bigger in size, so they were able to keep it flush, but they had to drop the capacity obviously to 9 rounds. In saying that though, I believe you can get a BX15 in 22 Magnum. So in other words, Ruger make a mag in 15 round capacity, which will fit this, which will be fantastic. Then obviously you've got the Volkortsen 25 round magazine that will also fit it as well. Obviously here in Australia, legalities with obviously importing is another issue, but if you want to have a look at that, guys, I did a beginner basics video on how to import and understand you know, the logistics around it all, so you know, have a look at that video as well. Now, the rear of the stock, obviously the great thing about the Ruger American Rimfire series is the interchangeable stock modules, okay? It comes with two as standard, one with a raised cheek piece and one without, so depending on whether you use an open sights or a scope, you know, you can fit the one that caters you best. But also, you know, if you're starting out a youngster on this rifle, and as they grow older, obviously they will grow and their length of pull will change, okay? So in other words, you can take this stock module out and just put in a stock module off a standard Ruger American and give you that increased length of pull. How much more? 1.25 inches or 3.1 centimeters to be exact. So it gives them that little bit extra. As with the standard model, we've got the red Ruger logo on the bottom of the stock there, which I really like. And just the nice textured grip at the front, you know, and towards the rear there of the stock. As I say, I've had this in the standard model for a long time now, and I absolutely love them. I just think they're just a great performer. I mean, they're made in the USA. The only problem these days, I guess, is the fall of the Aussie dollar. You're really paying almost twice, you know, what I paid all those years ago. They're about $725, $750 here in Australia at the time of doing this review. So anyhow, guys, let's get out on the farm now. I want to put this through its paces and just see if it's just as enjoyable as what I found the standard model was in 22LR. Okay, so let's run through the ammo we're going to use today. We'll start off with the 30 grain Hornady VMAX. Then we've got some 40 grain Winchester power points. Then we've got the RWS 40 grain soft points. And then last of all, the heaviest of the factory 22 Magnum load, which is the 50 grain hollow point. So we've just got a target there at 50 yards. Let's fire 5 rounds of each one and see which one the Ruger likes. Okay, so let's have a look at the target here at 50. We've got 5 shots of the Hornady VMAX into 0.8 of an inch, almost 0.9 of an inch. Then we come down to the Winchester power points. Geez, we've had some spread there. We're going to be at 2.6 inches. Then we come up to the RWS. Now, not too bad there. Just a little over an inch, I'd say, maybe right on. Yep, 1 inch. But then when we come down to the Federal 50 grainers, you know, unfortunately there's a little bit of drop. Obviously, you know, my point of aim was there, but being a little bit heavier. So they've come in at 0.6 of an inch for 5 shots there at 50. So that's just fantastic. We got 4 shots into just under 0.4 of an inch. I mean, so I'm really happy with that. So let's see how the rifle does at 100. Okay, so the Hornady VMAX, we're going to have just over an inch there, I'd say. Yep, about 1.3 inches. Then we come down to the Federal 50 grainers. I mean, beautiful. We had 4 shots into 0.8 of an inch, which is just fantastic. But we had 1 flyer there, which is going to push it out, unfortunately, to about 1.6 inches. So, yeah, in all honesty, guys, I mean, if the wind wasn't around, maybe the Hornady VMAX might do a little bit better. But honestly, I think these Federal 50 grainers are definitely the way to go. Just something of interest, I was actually aiming here because I knew being 50 grainers, they're going to drop a fair bit, you know, compared to where I obviously had it basically zeroed there at 50. So I'm going to have to make some calculations there. But yeah, I mean, look, I'm very happy with that out of a budget rifle. So loading the magazine is really straightforward. This rotary magazine from Ruger is just time tested and obviously just works a treat. I've had no problems with any of the feeding or ejection or anything like that with this rifle. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap up my final thoughts of the Ruger American Compact. Now, just as I did all those years ago with just a standard Ruger American, you know, I just really found it hard to find a fault, and this is exactly the same. It shoots well, you know, it's budget priced, and if you're getting a youngster into shooting, obviously as they get older, you can put that standard length stock insert in just to increase that length of pull as well. So you know, it's really just a great rifle to start off with and obviously develop with. You know, as it got the accuracy of, you know, the really high-end rifles, well, no, I don't think so. However, the accuracy with it is just sensational for a budget rifle. So honestly, guys, I can't see you going wrong with one. I mean, they take the knocks. My one has just copped a heap of abuse, and it's still going without a single fault to this day. So yeah, there's really not much more I can say about them. Hope you enjoyed the review. We'll catch you on the next one, so take care. We'll see you then.